The second area I want to speak about today when it comes to guest engagement is what we term guest sequencing, and really it's about a communication flow that we encourage hoteliers to set up when it comes to, I guess, the individual customised experience that a guest has, right through from booking to departing your hotel, and how are we in touch with those guests right throughout that period of time to actually build the appropriate expectations, I guess have some touch points for them throughout the actual experience itself, and look forward to giving them opportunities to connect, provide feedback, and potentially provide a review for us. So it's starting at the earliest possible point from when they actually book a reservation, and everything in between right through until when they check out, and even probably a week or so after they check out. It's what are we doing, how are we communicating with those people all the way along. So we've got a little diagram here of just an example that you may like to consider. Not every hotel is going to do exactly this, but these are some of the opportunities, or I guess some of the contact points you could consider being in communication with your guests before, during and after the stay. So the first one is, as the booking is confirmed, clearly people who are looking for an email confirmation to be sent to them. Now, if you've got your PMS set up correctly or its capabilities are right, most of this stuff should happen automatically. Gone are the days, or at least they should be, where you then need to sit down and type up a welcome email or a confirmation email and say, just confirming the details of what you've just booked. You should be able to automate that out of your system relatively easily. Unless you're really trying to do a customised approach, but again, it becomes hard to scale if you've got a larger property. The whole idea of that is to confirm that they've got the booking and have those details on hand for when they check in, and most people feel really secure when they get that. If they don't get it, they actually tend to ring and find out where did it come from, or where did it go, sorry. One of the other things you can do at that stage too is start to pursue upgrade opportunities. Did you want to upgrade to a suite? So you start to, I guess, tickle that thought and put it in their mind that there are opportunities of things that they could upgrade to. There's a restaurant on site and those sort of things. So start to get them thinking about when they're going to come, what they're going to do. The next two emails, you pick your own time frames, but potentially 7 days out. That's not a bad time to actually have a touch base with them again, assuming this isn't a short lead booking. It's really about a reminder of their upcoming stay, get them a little bit excited, and start talking about some of the things they can do in the area. And I think that's a valuable step you can take. The day prior, really like to put in those, a check-in email. So you give them all the details of what's going to happen around check-in. It's just a reminder of their booking, because often some people book these things a long time out and forget all about them. So if a day prior, and there's a couple of reasons I like to do this one. It's nice and it's a good experience to go, oh yep, that's right, I'm looking forward to that, it's going to be good, there's all my details, I don't have to look back for the old email with all the confirmation details and check-in time and all that sort of thing. But it also unearths those ones where people go, you know what, I forgot I had that booking, I'm actually not coming, I need to cancel. Now, depending on your cancellation policy, you may or may not cancel it, you may or may not refund the money, but regardless, if somebody is cancelling, and even if you are charging them, you've then got the opportunity to then put someone back in that room. So there's a little bit of an upside there if you do have the odd cancellation, but it brings those last minute changes to the surface the day before, rather than the day of, and you're getting there, you're waiting for somebody to check in and they never check in. So I think it's a good service to be doing a 7-day prior email and a 1-day prior email. On the day of arrival, I like to shift away from emails by this stage and actually look more so at SMSing and texting. Again, just giving them information about check-in, but I like to SMS the guests as soon as their room's ready. Let them in early, because I mean, a lot of people do arrive early at the hotel and say, hey, can I check in early? And that's fine, but it's an additional service, and we find that guests really appreciate the early check-in. rather than just waiting for the standard, say, 2 o'clock check-in time, if somebody might be floating around town with not much to do, and if they get an email at 11 o'clock, well, hey, I think they're going to be pretty wrapped with that. And even if they're not going to check in till later, well, I think it delivers a really nice, warm message that, hey, it's ready now for you if you want it. Even if you can't check in till 6 p.m, I think there's still some positive upside there. At that point, there's still also a really good opportunity to put some of your upsell offers in when it comes to food and beverage and what other things you might want to do in the restaurant. Or if you do have some suites available, you might want to be offering to upgrade to a suite even at that stage on the day of arrival. Day of departure, same sort of thing. Check out email or SMS, that's up to you. You basically just want to do a big thank you, really encouraging them to potentially jump on one of the portals and write a review for you, and you can provide links in the email or links in the text to try and encourage that. I think response rates on not so much surveys, but on providing reviews, I think probably more functionally, and if you think about it in a practical sense, they more functionally perform or do better on an SMS basis. So if you provided a link to Google or a link to TripAdvisor in a text message to then write a review, and you think about what's happening, you might have the wife or the partner sitting in the passenger seat as they're leaving town with, not a whole lot to do. They're probably checking their phone anyway. SMS pops up, bang, click on the link. Yeah, I'll write a review while I'm sitting here. So I think the immediacy of certainly that day of departure, hopefully you catch them in the car and they're not the driver, and you're probably going to have a higher chance of success on getting a review written. Then there's still opportunities after the fact, so 7 days after or even a month later. There's things that you can be doing to remind them of the stay, thank them again. If they haven't already done a review, please do so. Possibly a chance to do a survey. If you think they're regular clients, you might be able to get more detailed response from them if you're running some surveys. And even start to put offers in front of them for their next visit. So give them a coupon code that they can use to come back, tell them about some special periods that you've got coming up, some holiday seasons. Get them thinking about returning, because they're probably still in a little bit of a warm and fuzzy state, hopefully, that they had such a great time at your hotel that they really would like to come back at some stage, and try and encourage that replanning process. So that's how our guest sequencing concept works for us, and that's not a cookie cut model that every hotel will use. But have a think about what is your guest sequencing. What's the communication sequence you have with clients right through from the day of booking, during their stay, or just prior, just after, and then again post stay. How are you being in touch with them? How are you enhancing their experience, building the correct expectations, encouraging reviews, and looking for their next trip back. We wish you well with that.